You're listening to Bondi Tunes Music and Chat from Sydney in Australia, broadcasting into New Zealand on FM and across Europe on many radio stations. And I'm absolutely delighted to introduce to you Pat. Pat, now, I've just realised that I don't know your surname. Oh, yes, Pat Barbara. Pat, yes. You hail from the United States, of course. You were born in Connecticut.
Yes, sir, I was. In Bridgeport, actually.
Right. And you're not living there now, obviously.
Oh, no, I haven't lived there since I was 18.
And you're one of 5 children.
Yes.
You're obviously, I've listened to some of your music and it's so impressive. I keep listening to your songs again and again because you've sent me some. You are one of 5 children. Are you the singer of the family?
No, actually, my whole family can sing. I have an older brother who competed in Air Force competition, Air Force bands, Battle of the Bands, and his band won. This was many, many years ago, and I had an aunt many, many years ago. She was a singer, and
so it's in the family, basically.
It's basically in the family. Everyone in my family can carry a tune. I just have a passion for it. I have an extraordinary passion for it.
Yes, and you're very good, if you don't mind me saying so. Can I ask you? I ask every singer this question. At the age of 7, did you jump on the kitchen table and start singing and dancing to your parents?
Yes, I did, but unfortunately they gave me dancing lessons.
And did you compete with your siblings?
My older brother really went for it when he was 18, and he I guess the spotlight was more on him when we were in our teen years. And he left home first and had a combo. He actually played for Joey D and the Starlighters at the Peppermint Lounge in New York when he was in his late teens, just as a backup band.
Right.
And I was very proud of him, but I never really... I've always sung. I've sung in church and I've sung in a cappella choir in high school, but I never really became professional at it till about almost 4 years ago.
Right. Now, you mentioned church, and when I follow you on Facebook, you ooze love, Pat. You just ooze love all the time. And I'm wondering how much... I know that you were in the church choir for many years. How much did your religion... affect how you feel about life and also your singing?
It has affected me tremendously. To an extent that if my music becomes famous and if I can make a living at it, I want to give back to Jesus and the community, and especially cancer victims, and I do a lot of benefits for a foundation called Florida Cancer Specialists Foundation, which, as a matter of fact, helps those who can't help themselves by way of if they're receiving their chemo treatments and they don't have insurance, or they can't afford it, or they're losing their home, etc. This foundation benefits them by paying all their non-medical financial bills,
right?
Their mortgage payments, their car payments, etc. And I just think this is a very worthy cause at the moment.
Pat, do you have a website for them that we can tell our listeners?
They have a Facebook page.
Okay.
It's called Florida Cancer Specialists with an S Foundation.
So if they look that up, that's the way to go.
Yes, and that is basically a foundation, but the parent is Florida Cancer Specialists, which is run through St. Joseph's Hospital in St. Pete, Florida, St. Anthony's in St. Pete, and St. Joseph's in Tampa, Florida.
Tell us about open mic nights.
I really began singing about, it was on our anniversary, November 7th, of 2008, my husband Bob and I went out for the evening, and we went to a nightclub in North St. Petersburg. And at that club, there was a band playing. It was the Sean Brown Band.
Mm-hmm.
They play blues, jazz, pop, R&B, etc.
And you came first place.
Oh no, that was that didn't happen yet. That wasn't yet.
Okay.
Anyway, I was singing with my husband on the dance. I was singing to my husband on the dance floor as Sean Brown was singing, and I guess I might have been a little loud because he stopped the music and asked me to come on up on stage. So I went up on stage and I sang an Etta James tune, "At Last."
Oh yes.
And from that point on, we started going out. Any time that Sean Brown's band played, we would go, and we liked to dance. So we'd dance, and he'd call me up and I'd sing. And pretty soon he carried it a little further until 2 years ago, I opened for his band and Nate Najar, who's a national recording artist, guitarist, national recording artist, in jazz. And I opened for them and several other bands on New Year's Eve 2 years ago. And then this past New Year's Eve, I opened for them again. And so I also sang at the annual Florida Cancer Specialists annual fashion show, which was held at Suncoast Hospice Center in Clearwater, Florida, where all the models were cancer patients and cancer survivors.
Wow. And tell us, and I got this wrong, saying that you won, you came first. Actually, you came first place at a local talent contest in Florida, and you've earned the title Best in Da Bay.
Best in Da Bay.
In Da Bay.
Yes, I did. Yes, it was held in Ybor City, Florida. It was by chance. We were out one night, and I found there was a flyer on our table, and I picked it up, and my husband looked at me and said, "Why don't you try out?" I said, "Okay." So I went and tried out for it, and it was me and about 250 other contestants of all different types of talent, dancing, singing, comedy, you name it. And it was held at the Ritz Theater in Ybor City, which holds about 600 people. It was filled to capacity, and I won.
Good for you. That's fantastic.
The song, I won with the song "A Song for You."
Right. Now, tell me,
by Donny Hathaway.
Who, if you were to pick one singing artist as your favorite, who would it be?
I have many, but I loved Ray Charles ever since grammar school.
Right.
I loved Whitney Houston.
Yes.
That's why I did a tribute to her this evening.
Yes, we'll play that after this interview. There's been a few deaths this year alone with singers. There was Etta, of course. And
yes.
You mentioned Etta earlier on in the interview. What are your thoughts about the death of Etta? And were you a big fan?
I was a tremendous fan of Etta James. In fact, I did not record it on this album. I may record it on the next, but I have recorded "At Last" by Etta James. It's not out in on Reverb Nation or CD Baby like my other album is, but I do love all her music. I like Tina Turner, Etta James, and Ella Fitzgerald.
Yes, and of course Whitney Houston, who tragically died as we record, died less than 24 hours ago. Very, very sad. We were talking off air about this, yeah.
Very young, too young.
48, yeah. You mentioned that you were watching the awards earlier on. Well, nighttime for you, and there was so many tributes for Whitney Houston, and it was actually moving to watch. Would you agree?
What I did see of it, yes, because like I say, we were recording it about 4 or 5 hours this evening. We recorded that particular song.
Wow, you put it together very quickly, and we are going to play it. So, tell us what you're doing now and how we can get hold of your music.
Well, at this moment, I am promoting my album, which is called A New Dawn, and it can be heard in entirety on Reverb Nation, and it is for sale on Reverb Nation by downloading singles or digital album. But it's you can also purchase the actual album on CD Baby.
Mm-hmm.
www.cdbaby.com, and just look up Pat Barbara.
Right.
And it's an album with 12 songs, and it's would you like a list of those songs?
Yes, why not?
Well, my theme song is called Feeling Good, sung by Nina Simone and also performed by Michael Bublé.
Oh, wow.
I do Cry Me a River, September, the Earth, Wind, and Fire tune.
Yes, yes.
Georgia on My Mind, Turn Your Love Around, Still Got the Blues, Gary Moore.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine, Lou Rawls. God Bless the Child, Oh Baby Baby, New York State of Mind, Stuck in the Middle with You, and Autumn Leaves.
Fantastic.